Senator Duckworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Duffy, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to meet with me and also for our phone call yesterday. I want to second what the chairwoman of the Tammy Caucus in the Senate had to say about, about Buy America. It is critical to the U.S. steel industry, and the U.S. steel industry and our steel workers are critical to our nation's commerce and also our defense industrial complex. We need to be able to make our own steel, and we need to be able to sell that steel. And so it's really important to enforce the Buy America provisions. If confirmed, you will be taking the helmet DOT at a critical time. And we've already talked about safety and air transportation. You've mentioned dignified treatment of traveling Americans, and I'm particularly interested in the over 70 million of us who have some form of a disability. And I have to say that I hope that you will support the ASAP Act, which provides funding to make our nation's, it's called the All Stations Accessibility Program. It provides funding. It was passed as part of the bipartisan infrastructure deal to make all stations for mass transit stations accessible for all persons who face challenges, not just a mobility disability like I have, but also, as you've mentioned, cognitive disabilities, vision, hearing, when everything is done on if you have to buy your ticket on a flat screen, that makes somebody with a vision impairment very difficult for them to do that. When you have some stations set up in a way that is very challenging for people with cognitive disabilities, it makes it very hard for people to access mass transit. So I hope that you will support the ASAP Act as Secretary of Transportation.
Yes. First, I have to say, I appreciate your generosity and the meetings we had in your office and also the phone call we had yesterday. I'm grateful for that. Thank you. And I'm not that familiar with the act. I'd love to review it, but if it's a law passed by Congress, I will follow it, and I'm committed to you and the chair of the Tammy Caucus to making sure we do have access with all kinds of disabilities to our transportation system. And I never got a straight answer on how Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin got the chairmanship, but we can talk about that later.
She was unanimously nominated and voted upon when she left the room to go use the restroom. She came back and she was a chairwoman. So going back to the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, it is crucial that DOT continues to implement the law as Congress directed, and Illinois and every other state needs to receive all the funding that has been awarded to it on time and without undue delay. And this funding is going to both red states and blue states. If confirmed, will you ensure that the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act continues to get implemented in a timely manner?
I commit to implementing the law, and I mentioned this earlier, but a number of people have indicated that they thought that the money was going out slowly after being obligated, so I would work to make sure we're getting it out the door faster for these really important projects and try to identify what the holdups are.
Thank you. As you know, and we've had this conversation already has been brought up, I remain very concerned about aviation safety. I'm on the Aviation Safety Subcommittee. I chaired it, helped along with Senator Moran, a wonderful partner on passing the FAA reauthorization. If confirmed, will you faithfully execute the 1,500-hour rule?
Yes, I will follow the law, which
you.
is the 1,500-hour rule.
Thank you. If confirmed, will you ensure that the FAA Reauthorization Act is implemented in a timely manner so that its safety enhancements will be promulgated without undue delay?
Yes.
This is also a critical time for oversight of Boeing. We've already talked about this. The FAA has conducted enhanced oversight since a door plug blew out of a 737 MAX 9 last year. This is long overdue and must continue. In October, a scathing Department of Transportation Inspector General report found not only that FAA's oversight of Boeing production prior to the Alaska Airlines incident was ineffective, but that report also disclosed that a few months before the door plug blew out, FAA oversight officials had initiated a request to delegate airworthiness inspections back to Boeing so that they would be self-inspecting without any criteria for doing so. This is a dereliction of FAA's oversight responsibility. If confirmed, will you ensure that the FAA conducts appropriate oversight of Boeing?
100%.
Thank you. I also want to make sure that we continue to address, as I've talked about, accessibility for Americans with disabilities. If confirmed, will you work with me to continue improving transportation for access for individuals with disabilities, all forms of disabilities?
Yes, I look forward to working with you, Senator.
Thank you. And I am out of time. I yield back, Chairman.
Thank you.